Methodic. Unleash the power of effective learning. Do you ever find yourself struggling with procrastination or short-term memory, grappling with long-term memory retention, or even facing a fleeting attention span while studying? You're not the only one. We, as students, know how challenging it can be to manage a full workload. We wanted to make an app that would help fellow students by giving them an alternative to pointless cramming, while still keeping in mind that each learner is unique. Methodic tailors your study experience to address the specific hurdles you face in your learning journey by recommending various study techniques. We, Aanchal Behara, Danielle George, Sophia Guo, and Audrey Guo, proudly present Methodic. This is the homepage for Methodic. The user will have to register, where they enter their name, email, password, and check the terms and conditions. Then they can move on to the study struggles. The user will select 2 of the 4 study struggles. Say the user struggles with procrastination and attention span. Once those 2 are selected, there will be 3 study tactics that are recommended and tailored to their needs. Say instead the user struggles with memory in general, both long-term and short-term memory. Once those 2 are selected, the app will recommend different study tactics, again tailored to their study struggles. If the user clicks on one of the recommendations, a brief description of the study technique will pop up. So for active recall, it is most beneficial when used a few days before the exam. There are a few examples provided and step-by-step instructions on how to implement the tactic. All study tactics have clear and precise descriptions so the user can follow along. To build the app, we use JavaScript, React, React Hooks, and React Strap. Going a little more in-depth on the technologies we used, we chose React because it allows us to create reusable components to build complex UIs. We also chose it for its fast rendering through a virtual DOM and ability to manage state with hooks, which we'll demonstrate a little later. As far as core languages go, we're using JavaScript to implement the app logic. We mainly use it for its data structures like the options map, as well as functions like getting recommendations. There are 4 main pages I'll briefly go over. First, you have the index page, which serves as the homepage landing page for the app. It renders the shared navigation bar and footer components. Next, we have the login page, which contains a login form with email and password fields. Upon submission, it navigates to the question page. Then we have the register page, which contains a registration form with name, email, password, and terms checkbox. Upon submission, it also goes to the question page. Lastly, we have the question page where the bulk of our code is. It allows selecting study struggles from checkboxes, and upon submission, it gives us the recommendations. There are a few parts of the question page I'll briefly go over. First, we have the option map constant, which stores recommended tactics mapped to struggle combinations. Next, we have the tactic descriptions map, which contains formatted text for each tactic. Then we have the use state React hooks that I was mentioning earlier, which manages selected struggles, model open state, and selected tactic. Then we have the handle change handler, which updates selected struggles array immutably. Lastly, we have the get recommendations, which returns recommendations for selected struggles.